Hello, welcome back for another video on ARK Survival Ascended, and welcome to another mod spotlight video. Today I'm going to be exploring both the free and premium version of the beautiful mod map Temptress Lagoon, in depth and expressing my honest opinion. This map comes from the modders Epic Minerva and WoW Ego. Hopefully I did not butcher that name, and if I did, I do apologise. This is a map I've been looking forward to showcasing and reviewing for a very long time. So firstly, let's showcase biomes and features included in the free version, and we'll move on to the premium version and its features later in the video. Both versions can be played cross-platform. I've added timestamps if you are looking to quickly navigate to a certain part of the video. So let's get straight into it. The tropical tide pools is considered the starter zone for new survivors, and was the first area to be completed within the free version. Spawning here will give you the perfect introduction to Temptress Lagoon. White sandy beaches, distinguished by the purple coloured trees, and flora with plenty of friendly neutral wildlife surrounding the area. This area should offer every beach bob all the necessities they need to thrive and survive. Diving into the water will be your worst enemy in this region. Moving inland, we have the local jungle areas, which is also an easy-ish spawn zone, a vast jungle located within the southwestern part of the map, which I do believe is a fully complete region. In this region, you will find plenty of your basic resource gathering needs to potentially build in many of the beautiful spots in this jungle, and there are a lot of awesome spots to build a base, filled with giant lakes and rivers flowing throughout, with some being inhabited by the much-loved beaver families, but surprisingly I have never seen them make one beaver dam, so they're definitely slacking on the job. Hopefully that's just a me problem, and they do actually make dams. This jungle is also home to the pink obelisk, which is one of the free obelisks located on the map, where all bosses can be summoned from each and every obelisk terminal. And I know I said it was an easy-ish spawn, but just like any jungle in ARK, it comes with plenty of dangers. What you may not expect is the plethora of Rhini and Napha that seem to commonly spawn around the area near the obelisk, which could even be a good thing if you're looking to tame one of these giant bugs. Directly in the center south of the map, you will find the Enchanted Wood biome. This region can be distinguished by the giant swamp-like trees that stick out like a sore thumb, so to speak. I love the look of this biome. It has also been here since the early stages of the map's development, and offers some unique features like the Temptress version of the much-loved Deinonychus, where you'll be able to snatch and grab your own fertilized eggs and raise your own babies, just like the vanilla versions from ARK Survival Evolved. As expected, these giant trees cannot be harvested, and even though this region has been here for a very long time, it is evident to me that it is far from finished. There is a lack of basic harvestable rocks and trees throughout the entirety of the biome. There's a lot of empty space. The rocks that can be seen scattered throughout the biome that you see here on screen are non-harvestable rocks, which to me doesn't really make much sense. I don't know why you'd want this many non-harvestable rocks in the area and not actually have any harvestable rocks. I'm hoping it's still a work in progress. The ground really does feel very empty, and I'm confident in saying non-harvestable rocks like these aren't any good for anyone, but this is the way it is currently, and I haven't spotted any rare resource spawns or nodes either. The lakes are also a totally empty canvas, including only creature spawns, and that's about it. So I really do hope I'm correct in saying that this biome is far from finished, and I hope to see more from it in the future. It does, however, include these awesome giant ruins. I'd go as far to say that these are the most extensive ruins I've seen in the game so far, and will definitely add a lot of exploration value and maybe even some very cool base locations. In the southeastern part of the map, you will find the Bog of Whispers, which, you guessed it, this is the swamp region of the map. It definitely has some unique character to it. There's these random water geysers which don't seem to offer anything in terms of gameplay, but they look cool nonetheless. I'm not too big on swamps in this game, so it's nice to see some variety. It is clearly an unfinished biome, lack of foliage, harvestable rocks and resources once again, but you can still find all those swamp creatures that you desire to tame in this area. The Frost Peak summit of the Snow Biome is located in the east, moving through the center, and to the northern parts of the map will be more scattered snowy mountain peaks and cliffs. I love the look of these mountains. They have a very unique look to them and lots of rock detail. The mountains are very difficult to navigate, especially on foot, which is definitely what I like to see from a snow biome. You'll find all the typical inhabitants in this region, the deadly packs of direwolves, the roaring new Tyrannus, the mammoth herds, Ankies, and all those usual suspects. The snow biome is also home to the yellow obelisk, which is located in the middle of the two central mountains. Inhabiting this area, right next to the obelisk, lurks a formidable foe, the Temptress Ice Wyvern. And from my experience, nests with fertilized eggs can be found alongside the edge of the cliffs in the area, but something I did notice about the snow biomes was that there is a massive lack of metal, crystal, obsidian, and oil spawns. In fact, I don't think I found any at all on top of any of the peaks. I understand that these biomes are unfinished, but I do love the snow biome for this reason. But I do also have faith that these lack of basic and rare resources will be addressed in the future. I did also notice that the temperature in some of these snow areas at certain times in the day was 24 degrees, so it definitely needs to be colder than that. I want to be out here freezing my butt off if streaking in the snow in my undies, whereas 24 degrees C is like a hot summer's day here in the UK. So there's no actual desert biome in Temptress Lagoon, however there are a few regions that bear similarities to Scorched Earth. Here we have the Desert Canyon region, located in the west, featuring many Scorched Earth DLC creatures spawning throughout. Expect to find thorny dragons, rock golems, etc, etc. Also located in the heart of the canyon is the Wyvern Cave, where you'll be able to find nests and fertilized eggs for the Temptress Fire Wyvern, the Poison Wyvern, the Lightning, and also the Plasma Wyvern, which honestly doesn't seem any different from a Lightning Wyvern, looking almost identical and sharing the same elemental attacks. But hey, it's cool nonetheless. All variants seem to have different color region variations as opposed to their vanilla counterparts. Within this Wyvern Cave is also another cave, which appears to be a croc den. At times there can be tons of Deinosuchus in here. Also inhabiting the cave, you will discover the Temptress variant of the Thorny Dragon, and some stinky Caprasuchus. The second region that looks nothing like Scorched Earth, but includes a lot of the DLC creature spawns, is the Ember Ridge Plateau, which is located in the northern part of the map. This is also home to the Blue Obelisk, and let's just say you'll be wanting to pay close attention to your surroundings, especially if you do plan on using the terminal for boss fights, as it does appear that the most dangerous of dinosaurs are commonly prowling the area. I have seen up to 5 Gigas and Karkas patrolling this area at one time. Maybe my spawn rates are off, but either way, it's something to take note of. Other creatures inhabiting the area include bats, spiders, arthros, mantis, vultures, etc, etc. The plains do seem a little empty, but strangely you can find beavers and dams in the giant lake, and also a lot of metal scattered throughout the region. Northwest of Blue Ob is the Volcano, which is also a much welcome feature within any map. I am pretty certain that this is also far from finished. The volcano and lava running down it look great, don't get me wrong, but once again there is a serious lack of harvestable rocks and rare resources which we do expect to see from a volcano or lava biome. I would love to see charcoal trees make their return in the future. Man, I miss my charcoal trees. However, I did read up that the mod developers are focusing their efforts on the volcano right now, so there will be a lot of potential in the future. Filling out the center of the map, you will find a wide variety of mountains, cliffs, and valleys. Some of these areas are looking great, and the valleys add so much depth and detail to the map. It really does make me feel like I'm exploring Wales, but with the wide variety of beautifully colored flora and trees, it really is a sight to see. And I quite honestly believe that this could potentially be the prettiest looking map out there once it is 100% complete. Albeit still a lot of blanks to fill in, which includes a lot of empty spaces in between the mountains and lakes. I know I keep saying this, but I am hoping that these empty spaces do get addressed and we see a lot more trees, bushes, harvestable rocks, and of course, rare resources like crystal, obsidian, and metal should be plentiful in the mountains, which are currently almost non-existent. Also in the center of the map, you will find the Dragon Rock. This is the home of the dragons. They can be seen flying around the area minding their own business for the most part. These beasts can also be tamed the same way that you tame a wyvern, by stealing their fertilized eggs from right under the parents' noses. They are basically mini versions of the dragon boss, sharing the same animations and having their own breath attacks just like the wyvern, and from my experience do share similar stats to the wyvern. Moving on to the ocean, I'm going to make this short and sweet. Only the southwestern part of the ocean seems to be somewhat finished. It does still seem a bit meh, with a lack of resources and foliage, but yeah, the rest of the ocean surrounding the map is basically a blank canvas with nothing of interest, featuring only creature spawns, so it's very far from being finished. In the southwest, however, is this awesome underwater cavern, inhabited by the biggest and baddest ocean dwellers. It is well worth venturing down here. I have spotted 2 red loot crates spawning here, and a bunch of black pearl clams that can be harvested just like the silica pearl clams. More map features include a plethora of buildable caves, and these aren't just tiny little bear caves, there's some really sizable caves that you can build in. So for example, if you are playing on a PvP server, these could potentially be good base locations for you. Open world bosses can be found spawning at random across the map. I do believe each will spawn at gamma level. You'll be able to fight the Broodmother, the Megapithecus, and the new map exclusive boss known as the Titanic Tide Queen. It's basically a giant Karkanos that will summon Baryonyx and Beelzebufo minions as backup, which is a very cool addition. Once defeated, you'll be rewarded with some element, the boss's flag, and some unique resources. The map also adds brand new boss arenas for each boss on the map, and there is a lot of bosses at that. 4 bosses to be exact. I do love this though, a lot of mod maps lack bosses, so you cannot complain about the variety here. Temptress Lagoon offers the Broodmother, the Dragon, the Manticore, and also the Titanic Tide Queen, which does have 5 separate difficulties by the way, so you will most likely need to breed up a powerful army to take it down. This adds a whole new level of progression like no other. With many bosses comes many artifacts, and with artifacts comes caves, and there are some unique artifact caves. One can be located within the mountains in the center of the map. This is a puzzle type cave with 3 sections and will hold all of the scorched earth artifacts that you need to battle the Manticore boss. It even has a small army of rock drakes inside, but I don't believe there are any nests or fertilized eggs, unfortunately. The second cave is one that you will need to teleport to via a world beacon, which is located at 56.7 latitude, 57.4 longitude, a giant underworld cavern filled with dangers throughout. Expect the usual suspects, the creepy crawlies, bats, scorpions, spiders, arthros, titanoboas, and also be sure to expect the unexpected, the titanoboa's long lost cousin, the Temptress Basilisk. Oh yes, and there's quite a lot of them that spawn down here, and of course they can be very hard to spot. I have also read up that these beasts can be tamed just like the vanilla basilisk. From my experience, this cave will hold the rest of the in-game artifacts on rotation. So let's say you grab the artifact of the strong first, the next artifact that spawns in this cave will be a different artifact. And with high risk comes high reward, as this cave is also filled with a load of loot crates. I actually couldn't count how many I picked up on my first adventure. For me, this place is like heaven. The map has its own Genesis style map teleport system, which works the exact same way, where you'll be able to quickly teleport to almost anywhere on the map. Unique weather storms, just a few to mention. Earthquakes are a thing, similar to the aberration earthquakes, and depending on what biome you are in, will drop random resources and also map exclusive resources, which are required in taming and summoning bosses, for example. There are also meteor showers, which does look cool. I'm not really sure if this will impact gameplay or harm players or bases. I did read up that it doesn't harm bases, and I did try to headbutt one with my character, but apparently it's very difficult to do, so apologies for that. And finally, you can find a wide variety of DLC creatures and exclusive map variants naturally spawning around the map. We've already touched up on this subject, but a few more creatures do include the Temptress Desmodus, tameable jug bugs, which have their own resource variants too. For example, you can find keratin, flint, and more. And finally, the one I'm excited about the most, the Temptress Griffin. Their nesting grounds are found around the western part of the map, and they are not tamed via typical knockout methods, but by grabbing a fertilized egg from their nest and raising them as babies. These are just a few of the creatures you can find on the map. Moving on to the premium version. To play this version of the map, you will need to splash out a small sum of $5. So what is the difference? Well, I've been jumping to and from the free and premium version, and I am struggling to find many differences between the two. What I do know for certain is that the premium version is receiving far more frequent updates, map changes, and bug fixes. It is a larger map as a whole. Many visual map changes can be seen around the map, most admittedly still a work in progress or will be added in the future. This lava cave entrance has been altered, and it does appear to have an unfinished cave system running throughout the inside of the volcano, which is something the free version does not have. It's definitely something to look forward to. The Shadow Spire cavern was recently added just a few days ago, which is a cave that can be teleported to via a world teleport beacon from the same spot that you teleport to the Basilisk artifact cave. It is far from finished and is also a work in progress, currently in testing as stated by the mod developers. The map will also have a tech cave in the premium version, which will add the Overseer boss and ascension to the map. You have to teleport to the tech cave from the same location as the previous caves in the video. This is currently not safe to do right now, as the tech cave is not finished. It has been advised not to use at all. But for me, I'm in GCM, so it'd be rude not to take a quick cheeky look at the cave, right? You can see it's clearly unfinished, but I am expecting this to look great once it's fully complete. And correct me if I'm wrong, but this could be the first map that's added the Overseer since the island. So hopefully this will be added and finished in the near future. As stated in the mod description, here's more features features coming to the premium version will include more nests and tameable new creatures exclusive to the Enchanted Edition, orbital supply drops similar to that of the Extinction map, more Temptress dinos, and Temptress modded weapons. So the question is it worth $5? Well, it's evident of the amount of work that has been put into this map and the amount of work that is continuously happening behind the scenes. For me, I personally love this map, and it's come a long way since its early stages in development, as when I checked out this map 4 months ago, it was pretty much unplayable. Admittedly, as stated, there is still a lot missing. However, I am happy to pay for the premium version because I want to see the map complete, and if dishing out £5 helps the map developers, then I am more than happy to contribute. Although there's not much extra to explore right now, there will be in the future, and by all means purchase it if you can afford it, which will support the modders, and if you want to see map updates more frequently. My honest advice would be to maybe wait a month or two if you are looking for all those new adventures. I highly recommend joining the Temptress Lagoon Discord server to keep up to date with all the map updates and discussion. I will leave a link to it in the description of the video and in the pinned comment. The Discord is very active, and like I said, the modders and development team are consistently working hard and posting updates and all the information you need to know. So here's my final thoughts on the map itself. I love the variety of biomes, attention to detail that has gone into the look and color variety of each and every biome. The map makes so much sense having large mountains and valleys taking up the heart of the central map. And maybe it is just me, but I do love the rocks and cliff pieces that they have used on the mountains. Some of the better detailed mountains I've seen when compared to other mod maps. Love the ideas of the caves, which by the way is stated in the premium version that there will be many more caves added in the future. There is so much exploration value in Temptress Lagoon, and it is one of the better maps for the varieties of different DLC creatures and new exclusive map variants of creatures. There's so much to like about this map, but yes, there's a but. I do want to emphasize the empty spaces of nothingness, which is found within the mountains and a lot of the biomes. These empty spaces are also visible in the jungle, which I do believe is a finished biome. All it needs is a little bit of TLC, some ground detail, harvestable bushes, trees, rocks, and most of all, I want to see a ton more rare resource cluster spawns throughout the entire map. These mountains are in desperate need to see a lot of metal, crystal, and obsidian nodes. And that is going to be the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope it was helpful to anyone wanting to know more about the premium version of Temptress Lagoon. If it was helpful in any way, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and chuck down a comment. Let me know your thoughts and whether or not you'd like me to review any other mod maps, creature mods, or any mods in general. And I really appreciate all the support. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care. Goodbye.